they'll take note of if you are shielding, if you're grabbing, or how often it is. And if that does happen, then, for example, I know none of them. For example, like I know Phil was not grabbing too much, and because of that, an opponent might recognize that as, because they're not grabbing, shield is much more safe kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And to elaborate on that is that this is something that I think can really kind of tilt the match in your favor. Is Pete, I think, will be able to show this off as well with that side B. So this is kind of why I mentioned, or adding on to this point, is that if the more times you grab somebody, when you're grabbed, like if you're the one like being grabbed by an opponent, that's annoying because you can't do anything out of grab except to try to escape the grab and then get thrown or like get dealt damage if they do a pummel. And so the more times you get grabbed, like that can in itself just be a mental game, even if it only does like maybe 20%, because then all of that damage has only been tacked on by grab, and you can't even do anything about like a grab damage if you do get grabbed. Whereas like I could have avoided that forward air. So I think it's interesting to see how like players react and how they notice, or if they even notice, like things like a grab or people are shielding too often.
Right.
Cool. So we got everybody for the bracket, guys.
This definitely just happened a few moments ago, and I hate to let it slide. Isabelle upbeat on the right side, and Aphrodicus basically did a dash attack, but because the balloons floated, the hitbox stayed out longer, and it took out Pete's first stock. And I definitely understand the struggle of the balloons extending the time of a attack hitbox. So I imagine that's very frustrating for Pete right now. But he's doing pretty good. So is Aphrodicus.
Yeah, this is a much quicker game, I think, at least in pace than the first. I have to say, I will say it's probably due to the weight difference, because we're seeing, like, Dedede, he does get pretty easily comboed by all of the projectiles and the forward aerials that Isabelle can kind of throw out. However, at the same time, because he gets put to such a high percent so quickly, you're going to see Pete get dealt a ton of damage due to, like, rage, and just due to the fact that Dedede is a very damaging character.
Fishing pole there.
That's really good. Oh my goodness, the forward airs or the forward smashes.
Let's see, so gonna toss him in the air. I'm liking these trap setups that Pete's doing.
Yeah, they're very consistent, and something I think a lot of players may forget or may mess up on when they're playing this type of character, like a trap character or Isabelle in general, is that you have to be consistent in what you're doing to try and trap your opponent. Like you can't do it maybe once or twice. And then stop, because as soon as you stop, it gives them too many openings, or it gives them. Ooh, that was really smart. He just walked forward and knew that he'd be able to take a hit if he got hit because the super armor on that down B. That was smart.
Yeah,
no, you're right on time. Stay
not sure if he was just trying to walk up and hit him, or if he was going for a read, because he definitely got that roll read right there.
All right, so we just got a new match, you guys. We were watching Aphotreeslac versus PJP. How'd you guys feel about that one?
I'd say that definitely felt a bit more like under control on their end. Like, I will say this: Phil and Smashly, they're both very, especially Phil, because Phil's been around for a while now. They're both very enthusiastic about like wanting to play and wanting to practice. But I think both of these players definitely showed like their skills. And I think that both these players were like pretty consistent in like what they were trying to pull off with the Isabelle traps, and then using Dedede's like Gordo and his large forward aerials and all that.
Gotcha.
I think this next match we're probably going to see some adaptation of some sort just on one end to try and take this game.
And a real quick shout out to our homeboy Joe D. McPhee, who always comes through, make sure to show us some love. Does not know what the heck is going on still, but funny enough, he's waiting to see Terry Bogard get into some matches.
Yes.
Oh yes, Terry's a fun character. So I also thought it'd be interesting to note this is I know Aphrodicus. I've known him from Smash 4, and he's been a full-fledged Dedede main ever since, so he definitely has commitment to this character, and I really like to see those kind of things where, you know, you love a certain character that you're willing to make the most out of their abilities.
Yeah, like kind of that ride and die mentality, because you don't know how they'll be in like the next game. Like seeing as how you like he's played this character since Smash 4, and even then, I think in Smash 4 he wasn't the greatest character, if I'm not mistaken. And now I'd say Dedede's gotten a bit of an upgrade, like with his neutral B being able to reflect projectiles, as well as just his speed in general.
Ooh, he went for a down throw into. He went for a down throw to an up tilt, because he knew Pete would land on the platform. I've never seen that before from a Dedede.
Yeah, that was really smart. And now we're kind of seeing Aphrodicus kind of get that extra credit. Now he's gotten Pete to 51% now. And it doesn't look like those same tactics are working on Battlefield that they were in FD. And that
max rage benefited him right there. Gets the non-invincibility on that ledge and capitalizes on it with that full rage dash attack, which I think is correct me if I'm wrong, that seems like the strongest dash attack in this game.
I believe it's a fight between that one and then Link's dash attack.
True.
Because I know for a fact that one's up there. It's either the first or second though. It's very close. And honestly, I wouldn't argue it, because
that's
gonna be a lost stock.
A little bit too far. I think he was trying to go for some style, but almost hit it. Oh, but he's looking for some more. Almost gets it.
I will say this. This is kind of like how in that first match with Phil and Smashly, what I was talking about is that when you have so much like percent on your opponent like this, where Pete is basically one hit away from dying, like even a jab will like kill, and there it is. Aphrodicus like knew that if he lost that stock, it wasn't the end of the world, and he showed the reason why it wasn't the end of the world with that game-winning hit.